Duran, our show is still so new. Did anyone notice we weren't here the last few days because you had the nasty thing that's going around and no voice?
Yes, I still have it a little bit. My voice is still not 100%, but I literally couldn't speak.
But does your wife like it when you can't speak? Because I think my husband and kids were thrilled when I.
We'd have to ask her. I think she doesn't enjoy it when I'm sick because we can't do much. But yeah, I'm back now for I got sick on Sunday and a few days, but it's crazy. Even if it's like a light cold or flu, you're gone for like 3-4 days.
I know. It's because you don't stop. That's why it takes.
Yeah. I was just talking about that too. It's like, your body warns you. It's like, hey man, you can't do this 7 days a week like an insane person. You got to take it easy.
I literally said, you should rest. You said, me. I said, yes. And this is why I will linger because
Yeah.
So today I want to talk about something we got the topic for the show because we were actually talking about this morning. We are sitting on right now the most impactful data in the history of my career, personally, 23 years, that we've ever had access to. And from that data, I can change how I work as a professional, but there's, I don't know, call it hundreds of thousands of opportunities from this data to execute on what we're calling AI perception and the future of all of this stuff we're going through right now. First of all, I don't want to blow everyone's mind, to talk about the data, what we have, and then we'll dig in.
Well, so here's what's happening. Everybody is used to having conversations with AI models. You go, you ask a question, and you say, what is the best agency for this, or what's the best TV I can buy? I was speaking to one of our AI engineers. He's in Istanbul, and I was looking for places he can visit, that I can visit, that we can meet at, so that does not require a visa for him. So he doesn't have to go through the visa process. And we find out we can meet in Montenegro, Albania. And I'm like, that's too far, somewhere closer. And it says, yeah, you can meet in Argentina, Colombia, Mexico. I'm like, it needs to be safe.
Yeah.
And then it says, okay, these cities. And I say, it needs to be safe, modern, and nearby me. So it literally picked two places, like either Medellin or Mexico City, but Mexico City only if you stay within this area. So
yeah.
This is just one idea of me making decisions and letting AI find out the route for me based on my preferences.
But it also knows you.
Say it again?
It also knows you, your title, your role.
Yes. So literally, and it's so interesting you say that. You know what it said first? It said, I would pick for Switzerland, but it sucks that your guy cannot go to Switzerland because he's going to need a Schengen visa. Like it knows that's my preference. You're absolutely right. So it moves around those decisions, and that's just one prompt. Now imagine having access to 2.5 million prompts and the raw output from 2.5 million prompts every single month. That's the data we have access to.
Which is crazy, because let's say 6 months ahead, right? There is some executive travel company that says this is an ongoing issue for international or global teams who want to have in-person meetups, and I would like to show up as the answer for my client's location because I solve a very real pain point knowing people are searching for this. That's insane.
Yeah. At a business level, corporate business level, where should I hold meetings? Where should I plan my conference? Where should I open a location for franchising? Which cities should I target? At a very, very high level, like policy making level, which countries are safe to invest in? Which cities are safe to invest in? Should I have this $50 million investment idea. Should I do it here or here? What is the best? Like, it's insane what AI can do. And so we have access to 2.5 million of these every single month for our clients and also the companies that we're monitoring. And it's raw output, and it's literally hundreds of thousands of characters. It's not just like one sentence, hey, you should go here. No, it's full definition of why, when, how, the negatives, the positives, the pros and cons, the benefits versus the futures, like everything. And then we can go and ask questions to this data and we can get responses in 5 seconds. And for us, for our selfish purposes, what we do is like, what are the topic clusters? What is the opportunity? What is it that we could realistically dominate from a topic cluster standpoint? For example, let's take Zen Media as a good example. Zen Media is a PR agency. I'm not going to target PR agency clusters. Like, I'm competing with guys who do $100-200 million in annual revenue.
We're going to beat Weber Shandwick in PR agency.
We're never going to be them. We don't have thousands of employees, but I'm still in the marketplace. So I'm going to find my little niche, but I'm going to find it based on not what I want to do, but what the market demands. So this is what that data gives us.
And let me take, if there are any comms people watching, just to level set for us, think about the entirety of our career. Our job is to shape narrative, reputation, keep positive perception around a brand. A lot of the prompts that we're talking about are things that our stakeholders or key customers are thinking, right? Historically, before AI, they would think it, they would question it, they might do a Google search around something, but they weren't Google searching like, should I trust this brand? They were thinking it in their head. And now people are actually inputting these things into AI. And there is a way to change, at least right now, the answers that show up for that, or the responses, because when you're thinking like the stakeholder and the persona, this is the big one, Doron, that I've been, the people are going to get sick of me because I'm saying it over and over. When we're talking about clusters, or historically what keywords were, I'm now thinking about the persona, which PR has always done. PR has always thought about the stakeholder. In internal comms, are you trying to reach journalists, trying to legislators? That title matters, because their responses that they get in AI are going to differ based on the persona that their AI knows them as. And our data helps us direct what we need to do to those personas in all different ways.
Yeah. And what you just discussed, right? Like brand, industry, reputation, and then you have the individual reputation, because founders play a big role, C-levels play a big role. And one example of how we are practicing what we preach is looking at these 2.5 million prompts. I think we have 50,000 prompts that we just track for ourselves at Zen. I came up with an offer 3 weeks ago, and remember, Sarah, you told me, Doron, you're crazy.
I did.
You are crazy for thinking this. I don't know if it's going to work.
No, I didn't know.
I don't know if it's going to work. And that offer that we have right now is based on this data. So it's not only about showing up, it's about how you position your product, how you position your service. What price do you charge? How do you position it so people cannot say no to you is the key, right? So with this system, what we did, and again, let me show you, like brand, industry, reputation, and the individual reputation.
While you're showing that, I just want to disclaim I was wrong. Doron built and launched that offer, and it's selling without, and it's just selling.
Yeah. So we basically sold, I don't know, $50,000 in the last 5 days or 7 days. And the reason is because, and here it is, this is the entire offer. And I think, Sarah, you have a link to it. Now, forget the offer. The offer is not really important because I can come up with 20 more offers like this. But the entire idea of this offer came from the objections that AI knows that people have as a starter to any kind of PR initiative or AI visibility or AI perception initiative. So with this offer, I literally addressed every single issue. And we basically said, increase your brand's AI visibility in 7 days guaranteed or your money back. So in the back end of this, you have the full offer. You have the risk reversal, which is very, very important. You have a new hot technology. It serves as a software. You have the software underneath. And what we have is we also recorded, I think, 21 different perspectives, scripts that were originated, that I recorded from this entire research, from these 2.5 million prompts, the 50,000 prompts for ourselves.
From the data.
Well, data. Yeah. So, and the value of that a lot of people don't understand, and we're running this for, we've ran it for clients. We can literally promise them visibility. But here is the key. For any industry now, what we can do, and this is essential. So this is the data that I did. Let's look at industrial machinery automation. Let's look at this report.
you guys back and look at our technology, this is not a SaaS product that is available to the world. This is just something we built because we believe the future of agencies will be more valued when you have your own proprietary technology. And from that, all the rest of the stuff birthed.
Yeah. So here is how I know every single buyer makes a decision as they are going through an industrial automation buying cycle. So and I have the raw data, remember, like millions of lines of responses. So I can create the 5 stages that everybody that goes through, or I can mimic. And what those stages, what decision makers are in those stages, like stage 3 is technical evaluation, controls engineer, system integrator, vendor application engineer. I'm not going to show it right now, but we ran it for ourselves, for our own industry. And we said, this is what people are concerned about. This is why they don't move. This is what creates friction in the sales process. And literally, this offer was created from that.
And do you know why I was wrong as you're going through this? Like, I'm trying to be reflective. It's because we've been doing this so long. I thought, gosh, AI visibility, we're so far beyond that. We're in AI perception. And that is the inherent flaw of PR, right? We always have been taught to go by, we are strategists. We always recommend things, but we never had data to truly back up our recommendations. We trusted the data and it's working, and it reframes how I think about all this.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always give this example. Maybe you've heard of this, Sarah. Let's say you and I, everybody talks about how good their service or their product is, right? Yeah. Let's you and I imagine that we found the cure to cancer today.
I wish.
Okay. Let's just say we did. It's a very powerful product, right? It's a very powerful service. Like, I'm going to cure you. You're going to live instead of dying. Like, there's nothing else. When we put it out there, what do you think is going to happen? You think, number one, people are going to believe you? No. People are not going to believe you. 2, you think all the chemotherapy companies are going to leave you alone? They're going to do everything in their power to discredit your cure. They're going to say this bullshit. They don't cure nothing. They're going to do a whole campaign against you, right? Then you got to build the sales cycle. You got to do the marketing. So it's not enough to have the best product or service in the world anymore. You have to do more than that. You have to market it. You have to present it. You have to have overabundance of proof. You have to do a risk reversal. If X doesn't happen, then Y happens. I give you your money back. I work for free until I get you the results. If you don't build your offer like this, it's not going to work. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to build such a good offer that we didn't have to follow up on people. And then we have it. And now I need to, and then we broke it down into the 5 different levels of awareness stages and created videos and campaigns for every single stage. So it's nurtured throughout. But all of the power is this. The important thing is all of this originated from the technology that we have here, which is the 2.5 million prompts we run on a monthly basis.
And it's important to think about how you get access to data, what you do with the data, especially if you are in, I speak to my PR comms people, but also I meet with a lot of C-suite folks and executives. And I will tell you, when Doron and I get on calls with them and dig into this, they're like, how do I get access to this immediately? This is something people are, regardless of the tool, whether it's ours or you find something else you like, they're plugging it into their task forces. Because if you are a large enough organization with a task force, there isn't just one use case for this data. I could take this data and run an amazing earned media campaign, thought leadership, podcast tours. That is such a little tiny scratch of the surface. And then Doron can take this and say, let's look at an entire industry. One of the things we're doing with this, Doron, the reports, the industry reports, which I love, because we're actually using it to establish our own Zen Media and Optimum 7 authority on the topics. LLMs love the data. They love the reports, the way we structure these things and release them to the world. We're bypassing traditional media and showing up as answers in like 2 hours.
Yes. Yeah. It's a process that works. And I'm not going to say it's the wild, wild west. It really isn't. You have to know what you're doing. It's not like the early 2000s where you wrote an article and you showed up on top of Yahoo and Google. That's not it. But it's definitely refined. But there's definitely opportunity because, again, in our data, we're seeing that 83% of businesses, it doesn't matter if you rank top of Google, that doesn't mean you rank top of ChatGPT, Claude. A lot of people say, we have that covered. SEO team does that. No, they don't.
I just
Our
talked
PR
about
team is doing all the authority. Yeah, they're not. I can assure you. And this is one of those things that's going to be the reason why people get promotions or why people get fired. Did you just like the cloud era, just like the internet era, are you a marketing executive? Are you a PR executive? Did you adjust? Did you adapt to the industry? You did. Congratulations. You addressed it. You moved us to the next level. Promote. You didn't. Bye-bye.
I get a lot of people who reach out to me and they'll say, Sarah, do you have, where can I go for certifications and trainings? And I'm really hesitant to ever recommend anything. Maybe it's because I'm so close to this that it is changing daily. I'm of the same mentality, like during the time of SEO and social media, where you have to be a hardcore practitioner and tacticianer. Even if you're an executive, getting your hands super dirty, experimenting, trialing things, and learning, because it's not like you can go and just get some designation and immediately be an expert on this, because things could change tomorrow, which is really why we even decided to start doing this show.
Yeah.
What do you think executives in particular should be thinking about right now?
I think I can talk from my standpoint. For the first time in the history of humanity, we have an entity that's smarter than us, whether you like it or not. Moves faster, smarter, not as complex. There's a differentiation. So you have three options. You can ignore this technology, you can understand this technology, you can work with this technology. Three options, right? I think that the people who are going to work with this technology, founders, executives that understand it, you have to understand it and then you have to work with it. We went through the same process. I think if you ignore it, this is not going anywhere. If you listen to anybody, if you listen to the CEO of NVIDIA, if you listen to Elon Musk, if you listen to all the AI experts out there, all the technology experts, if you don't trust any one of them, just look at what happened in the past 30, 40 years. So you have only one option. And that option is you have to make a move on this. You can't just stand idle because it's moving really, really fast already. I created an AI program for FIU. We finalized it 6 months ago. It's already obsolete. I have to re-record it.
Yeah.
So just imagine, for example, we have clients in higher education. Just imagine being in higher education. How are you going to plan anything? You have to forecast. And NVIDIA CEO Jensen says this. He says, the technology, the software updates every 6 months, but it takes me 2.5 to 3 years to update the hardware. So I need to envision, forecast the requirements of the software for 3 years later, even though that's going to change 4 or 5 times by the time I have the next hardware, next version of hardware. So that's why it's very important for people. You almost have to be a visionary now. There's no other way to lead an organization.
And I feel like our clients are in that category. Everyone that has trusted us, they're like, I don't even know what I'm getting into, guys, but we trust you because of the integrity of our longevity in the space. All of them are getting results, which is phenomenal. But we're building and creating alongside the speed of technology right now. We offer, there was a new report that we released to our clients. I think you kind of shared it on your screen for a bit. Our one client said, well, why didn't we get this at the beginning? I said, the technology didn't exist. That's how fast we're creating and how fast we need to be moving.
Yeah. Like the option is clear for us too. We can just stay dinosaurs or we can update. I don't think that there is any other option for look, if you're running an operation and you're doing more than $15-20 million, I think that you'll have maybe 6 more months to cruise. If you work for an organization, you're doing over $100 million a year, you got to move now. You can't wait. If you're doing under $10 million, you don't have to move yet. But if you move, you're gonna get so much market share. You're gonna double, triple your results so much faster because again, 83% of companies and organizations are not doing this. And yes, we hear a lot of AI news and we see a lot of tweets, and there's a bunch of young kids on Instagram that do the AI automation stuff. But that's a very small percentage. That's less than 1% that's making a lot of noise. And we have the idea, we think when we see that, we're like, oh, well, everybody's an AI. No, everybody is not an AI.
No, I this is the greatest ending to the show. I just got a text from a very high level executive at an extremely well-known company who just said, I just was on the show. They live in Vegas. Can you meet me on Sunday to talk to me about what's happening in AI? So
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And I'm getting similar conversations. And I forwarded one of our ads that we did for the offer.zenmedia.com and to maybe 10 of my friends. Literally 5 to 6 of them responded back to me like, I need help. I can't follow this. Like it's moving too fast. I don't know what's going on. I know that we have to be in it, but I have no idea where to start.
Well, you can always start here. Doron,
Yeah.
I love this show. Thanks for doing this, and we'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.